Hello and welcome to Special here at our AnewZ studio at World Urban Forum Session 13, taking place in Baku, Azerbaijan. Now I'm joined by Mr. Kevin Muthini, who is a partnership associate SMACHS Foundation. Warm welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining us in our special studio. And let me start with a basic question. WUF13 in Baku brought together thousands of experts from many countries.
Yes.
Your president also participated as the opening session. How has your experience at this forum helped you connect with other civil society organizations, and what is your main takeaway from Baku?
Thank you very much. First of all, in brief introduction, my name is Kevin Muthini. I'm a partnership associate working with the SMACHS Foundation, which stands for Smart Mechanized Agriculture for Climate, Humanity, and Sustainability. Our foundation is led by Ms. Charlene Ruto, who is the founder and CEO, and a great supporter of the work that the young people are doing. The World Urban Forum for us has been nothing short of amazing. Of course, His Excellency, our President, was able to come and set the foundation on how we can be able to continue partnering with Azerbaijan. And I have to say that even as a country, even before the World Urban Forum, we were able to set up some foundational stones that enabled us set up methods that we can be able to work with the Azerbaijan country generally, as well as the embassy in Kenya. I have to say you have a great ambassador, Sultan, who has been a wonderful supporter of the initiatives that we're doing together with Ms. Charlene Ruto. And I believe that through that we'll be able to work together between the two countries. For the World Urban Forum, we've been able to interact with different countries, different nations, coming to learn a bit about urban city planning. And for us, what we are saying is it's not just about the buildings that we're creating, but about the green spaces that would also be created from our organizational planning. Because one thing that we stand for is a better future, and we believe a better future should not only be on concrete walls, but also safe green spaces for young people to come and enjoy, and as well as the rest of the population to come and have a good time.
I'm sure you have a very impressive work, and now you have more opportunities for cooperation in between of two countries, Kenya and Azerbaijan.
Yes.
And this week at this forum, Azerbaijan and Kenya signed a historic memorandum of understanding on urban planning and sustainable development. Since your job focuses on partnership, what concrete opportunities, more in details, do you see from collaboration between experts from two countries, specifically from youth organizations?
I can say Kenya is among the most developed countries in Africa in terms of the acceleration program that we have to make sure that we are competing with the first world countries, as they are mostly called. One thing is the affordable housing program that we have in the country, led by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, upon taking lead, or rather upon taking power. One thing that he brought us is the affordable housing program, and through that they've been able to create a lot of affordable housing initiatives across the country. So one way that we can be able to learn from Baku and Azerbaijan in general is basically to collaborate even in the city planning and development of this affordable housing programs. Through that, we've been able to create employment for the young people, which is what we're really championing and standing on. And as well, I believe, just from my general sightseeing of the country, some of your architectural designs are things that we can be able to replicate even in Kenya. Other than that, we have the aspect of knowledge transfer. We want to ensure that even as we work towards accelerating the progress and development of our country, we're able to tap into some of the experts in Baku, in Azerbaijan generally, to be able to come and give us that knowledge transfer that will enable us to work better towards creating a better environment for our people. So I can say that's one of the initiatives. Two, our country is heavy on agriculture, which is also what we're doing through our foundation. We have young people who are very interested in getting into agriculture, and one thing that Azerbaijan gives us is an opportunity for exports. For example, we have a lot of fresh vegetables, fresh garden fruits. Part of our foundation, what we're doing is creating something we call fruit gardens, as well as what's a term I'm trying to get, kitchen gardens. So through that can be one of the aspects that we get, because with Azerbaijan, you are already a ready market for some of the fresh produce from Kenya. So I believe that can also be a wonderful area of synergy to just make sure that in terms of off-taking of the goods, you're one of our best clients.
Absolutely. And if I'm not mistaken, SMACHS Foundation focus heavily on smart mechanized mechanized agriculture, as you already pointed out.
Yes.
And during these WUF13, many discussions are about smart cities and smart villages. I don't know how well you're aware about the processes taking place in Karabakh and Eastern Zangezur, the liberated cities of liberated regions of Azerbaijan, where some cities are being built from the scratch, but still using the modern technology and in accordance with the global standards, standards of green energy and developments. So did you have a chance to look at Azerbaijan's project in this area? And probably you have already some ideas how Azerbaijan's experience in these particular spheres can be important to know in your country and in Africa itself.
Unfortunately, I've not had the opportunity to visit those cities, but I would really love to, because as I've mentioned, one of the things that we want to do is a knowledge transfer. So not even just about I as an individual, but even some of the young people. It would be great to come and see what you're doing with your country, so that we can be able to, of course, bring in the knowledge that we might be having, because Kenya is majorly an agricultural country, I have to say. So maybe through that we can be able to do, when it comes to knowledge transfer, it's not just about what Azerbaijan knows, but also what Kenya knows. So I believe that can actually also be a potential area of synergy to come and see how the young people in Kenya can be able to learn through what is happening here in creating the agricultural cities, and also for now the young people in the people in Azerbaijan to also learn some of the working method that they can do to set up this agricultural city. So I have to say that can be among our action points to do, just to make sure that we have people coming here to see what is happening. But I must say that so far, based on what I've seen in Baku, it's quite impressive to see how fast you've been able to accelerate programs and projects and generally development.
Me personally, I was impressed by a speech made by your president at the opening ceremony. If I'm not mistaken, he rightly pointed out that coordination, cooperation in between of the policymakers and together with non-governmental organization, youth organization is a must, and it's very important. And he also pointed out the importance of financial sustainability. Like when the country refer only to the outside support, it will take time, of course. It can decrease the level, and the expectations sometimes are higher than they are in reality. How sustainability is important, financial sustainability of the countries are important. And one additional question, if I may. One of the key sessions at this WUF13 was the post-colonial developments of some countries in Africa, and how this is important for the governments and the countries, the former colonies, to afford the full control over their sovereign territory without the intervention from outside. Please, your vision of this.
My perspective on that is, of course, based on what His Excellency the President of the Republic of Kenya mentioned. For us to progress at the rate that we want to progress, we have to make sure that we are all working together in a sustainable method. I think with the current funding structure, for example, we must recognize that the donor space has really shrunk. So even as developing countries, we have to think about some of the methods that we can be able to generate our own income to develop our countries. And that's also another area of synergy between Kenya and Azerbaijan, because, for example, as I mentioned, we are an agricultural country. Through that, we can be able to maximize on the agricultural produce, export it on sale, and basically bring back the foreign exchange to enable us set up our countries. So that's among the methods that we can be able to focus on sustainability. Another thing that His Excellency the President mentioned on is the power of the young people that comes to the workforce that would be needed to create the change that we need to see. So that can be also another wonderful benchmarking opportunity between the two countries, because I must say, as Kenya, we have quite a big workforce. In fact, the problem ends up, I think it's what in the Bible, what is mentioned, that the harvest is plentiful, the laborers are few. But for Kenya, the harvest is plentiful, and also the laborers are very plentiful. So we need to bring the laborers to some of these countries. So that can also be a wonderful method of ensuring that we are self-regenerating, because even from Baku, once we set up the agricultural cities, can also be able to use that as a method of exporting to other countries. So that can be, we highly believe in generating our own sources of income for development in line with sustainability.
And let me conclude with a very simple but interesting question. What impressed you more in Baku during these days?
Your public transport system, I loved. So I stepped out a bit. Interestingly, I have some of my colleagues who are studying here. Also courtesy of the wonderful relation between Kenya and Azerbaijan, we were able to get scholarship for some of them. So after the conference, we had the opportunity to walk around, and I loved your public transport system. The metro is amazing, and I believe that's also one thing that as a country we should work towards adopting. I also love the cleanliness and organization is amazing. Your food is also good, so it's quite a good country to. I wish I could even stay longer, because I've really enjoyed the stay and definitely taken a few notes that we can be able to come back to our country and see how we can be able to learn from each other.
Absolutely. We also hope that next time coming to Baku, you will have more time and opportunities to travel around the country to enjoy the beauties, the historic monuments, and definitely visit the liberated areas to learn more about the experience of Azerbaijan in this sphere as well.
Definitely. In fact, initially I was supposed to travel with our founder and CEO, Ms. Charlene Ruto, but unfortunately she could not make it. But we're really hoping that even next time we'll come with her as well and see how we can be able to structure more ways to ensure that the young people of Kenya are also working with the young people of Azerbaijan, as we always say, for a better future.
Absolutely, for a better future for everyone.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I would like to remind our viewers that now you watch special from our special studio here at WUF13. My name is Anastasiya Lavrina. Do stay with us and see you next time.